Why?
You're not turned on. There you are.
Thank you, Jason, to remind me to turn my microphone on.
I should have. I was going to say not Frank's fault, but I should have.
No, it's not Frank's fault today. Hello, Jason. 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 I got to get that right.
I think it's Jason Daly, but he puts that on there because it's Facebook. And
I'll just call him Jay. We have a box here we're going to show you the contents of today, too. Box. We're going to have box. We have a box. Do we have any sound over there on... Hey, Donald's over on YouTube. Hey, Donald. Donald Kratzer. And we have Jerry Knapp. Hello, sir. This is what I like about doing this 10-minute kind of countdown. I get to say hi to everybody.
It's like standing at the door. Proverbial priest shaking the hand at the door.
Yeah. The proverbial priest shaking that. That's good. I like that. Fred says we're on YouTube. And
I think these guys come on early just to help us with the audio and video.
That's good, though. It's good that they come on and help us with that because
yeah, no, I like
it makes things work for me. Make that nice and long right there. There we go. I really missed your shows. I was really busy, Jay says, but I am pleased with my projects coming along. Excellent. I love to hear that. And there we got Joshua West. Josh says he's got sound. Yeah, I forgot to turn on my microphone, guys. Sorry about that. But I am having my coffee, and now I am the master. I should say that in my Darth Vader voice. Now I am your master. No, I'm not the master. I have some tools of destruction today. Dun, dun, dun. So we got a pretty cool show planned. We're going to take all the support off of this guy. Let's see here. Right behind he's holding up the subscribe sign today. Pennywise the Christmas Clown. We're going to talk a little bit about this model. We're going to talk about, we're going to start to take off some of the support so we can see what's underneath of it and see what kind of mistakes we made in the print. And we're going to get into that. So that's going to be part of our show today. We're going to talk a little bit about the 20 best cheap DIY 3D printers today. A new list came out. Fred says, I am the master because my wife says I can be. That's great.
He does whatever his wife says.
Well,
The sound of whips.
My house is the same way. My house is absolutely the same way. Hey, there's Mark Baker. Yeah, we got a few things going on. Hey, Geraldine Ham made it. I was just talking about my wife. Speak of the devil. For anybody that doesn't know, Geraldine Ham is my wife. So Joshua says he's got a Prusa Mark III coming in late January, early February. Let me know if you want to do a build stream or something. That would be excellent, Joshua. Yeah, let's talk about that. We'll do that. If you're available tomorrow, let's do a conversation on Facebook if we can. Donald Kratzer says he got his ANET E12 this week. Did you build it yet? Have you built it yet? And I want to see pictures of it too. Yes, absolutely. Jerry says he posted the YouTube link on his group for the live stream. Thank you very much, Jerry. I appreciate that. We're going to have Jerry on the show via Skype or something at some point.
Oh yeah, we can do a Skype show.
Yeah.
For sure, guests. I think I'm probably going to end up doing the first cribs to get everybody started.
Are you going to do the first cribs?
I've been working it out at my place, and so I think I can work out something really quick and fun.
That'll be cool.
Maybe, maybe.
Jerry says no. He doesn't want to come on. Oh.
Too bad.
Donald says, so far so good. We don't draft anybody around here, except for you.
What?
We drafted you.
See? He's getting Michael counting it down. 3 minutes, 2 minutes.
Mike McLaughlin.
Well, 3 minutes if you're on Facebook.
I'm doing what my wife says I'm not supposed to do afternoon, and I'm drinking a cup of coffee. In the background, you hear the new moon that has still printing from Friday. So I will let you guys know when that moon is done, and then we'll get into lighting it up. Coming up, this week's all about Pennywise. For you guys that don't know, we are printing, prepping, and painting Pennywise this week on all 3 shows. So I want you guys to be aware of that. So you're going to get a little paint tutorial this week on Friday. Oh, and there's a dog. There goes the dog. I'm just trying to see all the comments here. Everything's looking good. Good. So today we're going to talk a little bit about Pennywise. We're going to take off the supports. We're going to see what's in this box that I've already opened.
What is in the box?
There's no, what's in the box? Oh man, what's in the box? We're not going to have any of that.
Awesome, I suck at painting.
That's okay, Michael. We will help you. I promise. I promise. Rudy Yetten has really liked the post that you put up there about bringing in the clowns and not us. So that's pretty cool. Spray bomb. Well, we're going to talk about spray booths at some time too throughout the series this year. What is this? 2018? I almost said 2014.
Yeah.
It's 2018.
On Mars.
Oh, that's right. Another 10 years we'll be on Mars.
5, 4.
Hey, welcome to the show. My name's Richard Cleveland. This is Coffee with Rich, and this is our first layer live stream. We do this twice a week if you're new here, and we talk about tips, tricks, techniques, and we explore the world of 3D printing. And that's what we're doing today, actually. We're exploring the world of 3D printing in a couple of ways. We got a bunch of things to talk about today. If you have not yet, and you're new to our group on Facebook, and you haven't yet, go over to our YouTube page and subscribe for your chance to win some very cool prizes. We're closing in on that new 250 subscriber mark, and once we reach that, we're going to give away some really cool prizes, including a $50 gift certificate to the people that allow us to do this show every week, and that's spool3d.ca. So print it right, print it with spool3d.ca. They have everything that you need, from printers to filaments to accessories and parts. Print it right, print it with spool3d.ca. So go and check them out when you get the chance. Let's get started. Okay, first and foremost, we got one thing I want to talk about here, and we're going to go over to my computer screen. And okay, so here we go. We've got the 20 best cheap DIY 3D printer kits from 2017-2018. This was released today, about 2 hours ago, by All3DP. If you haven't gone to their website, go ahead and check them out. And we're going to skip all the nonsense up at the top. But the #1 best printer is the ANET A8 with a build size of 220 by 220 by 240 and US pricing coming in at 150 plus. So depending on where you get it online, we'll determine what you get there. I found this list quite interesting because budget doesn't mean to me $1,000. Actually, budget to me means sub 500 or under, but they've got some printers in this list that are a little bit over, and we're going to go through #2 at 348 plus USD. So if you are in the US, check online, see what you can get it for. Spool 3D, we have it here. Canadian price is $749. Original Prusa i3 Mark II S comes in at $759. To me, that's not a budget 3D printer. Yes, it's technically a DIY kit, but it's not a budget printer in my mind. In at #4, and the Start coming in at $99 in #5. And we go in there, #7 is the Anycubic i3 Mega, which we've talked about on this program a couple of times. There's some Deltas in there. The TiVo Little Monster comes in on that list right around 16, and #16 on the list at $788. And the Anycubic Colossal Delta, which we've seen on this program as well, at $175. The ANET E10 coming in at $395. That to me is a budget DIY kit. So if you guys are more interested in this, go check out All3DP, and you can check out the list for yourself. Okay, let's go back to my camera, and I'll move things around here a little bit. So as you know, you've seen our subscribe sign. Now you get to see it really big. So we've got Pennywise here. We're going to get into Pennywise in just a little bit, but first we've got to unbox something that came in today. So we got a little bit of mail today, and in the mail we got this nice big box, and this comes from our friends at MECH Solutions Limited. And they have a Facebook page as well. They also have a YouTube page. Just go and look for MECH Solutions Limited on Facebook and MECH Solutions on YouTube. They have their own YouTube page as well. So if you're interested in getting in touch with them, info@mechsolutions.com. That's MECH. So let's open up the box, and I want to thank Henry Zhao. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Henry Zhao, for sending this box out to me. I knew this was coming. So the first thing in the box that we have is a bag of nozzles. Now I'll just go to the front camera here so you guys can see this a little bit better. There's a whole bunch of nozzles in there. There's everything from 0.20 all the way up to 0.8. There's 2 of each nozzle in there. They're brass nozzles. These are Mark 8 nozzles. I wasn't expecting these. But there you go, there's some information. If I can get that to stop swinging around on screen, I'll just hold it there for a second. People can have a look at it. There we go. There's a phone number on there as well. All right, so let's, and they also included this nice MECH Solutions bag, plastic bag, a little dog with a roll of filament there. Nice heavy duty plastic bag. Now, the other things in this box, go back to this camera, we have 3 boxes of filament. And this one happens to be fluorescent green. Then we have black. And then we have white, which I knew they were coming. But I want to thank MECH Solutions for sending these out. Let's have a look inside one of them here real quick. We'll open up the black because that's probably the one we're going to put on the printer. We'll just see what comes in the box. The box is really nice, actually. It's it's kind of a heavy duty cardboard. Very nice graphic printing on it. There's different colors on there. They talk about some of the other filaments that they have on the backside, along with their address. And this is manufactured by CC Tree. So this is CC Tree filament. I'll open it up. It's vacuum sealed very nicely. It has a deskin pack sitting inside the reel there. This is 1.75 and this is a 1 kilogram roll. Now normally, the one thing that would throw me off is that it has a black reel, but that being said, this has got a lot of open area on that reel. So it's easy, it's going to be very easy to see when you're getting low on your filament. And so that's definitely a plus for me, because I don't monitor my filament all that often. And you know, in comparing it to the rolls that we use from Spool 3D, which are clear for the most part, this is actually kind of an interesting setup because it does have a lot of open area on there. So it's very easy to see what's going on in terms of, you know, the amount of filament that you've got left on the roll. So it's 1.75. I haven't measured it yet. I haven't opened it yet, other than opening the box itself. I haven't opened up any of the plastic. So we've got that really nice dark black. It's very nice. Put that one back in there. I'll show you the other two while we're talking about them. So put the black over there. What do we got here? Now, in looking at the box, normally I would look, first thing I look for is temperatures. What temperatures do you recommend your filament be printed at? And unfortunately, there's only one box out of the three that actually has that on. So that's something maybe if MECH Sol is listening or watching today, that you might want to consider. Just a tip. Make sure that you've got temperature recommendations both on the box and on your filament. I find that's very helpful, especially on the roll, because when you put it on your machine, sometimes you might forget. I know I do sometimes, but the white looks very nice. It's a really nice white. Let me just switch to this camera here. There we go. So we can see the white there. Get Pennywise out of the way. We can see the white looks very consistent. It's not a bright white. It's kind of an off-white, but they say that their stuff has a real sheen to it, and it's really bright. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, I'm not going to use all three of these rolls. So I'm probably going to end up giving one of these away. Let's go here, and oh, look at that. Inside the fluorescent green, and I want to show you this on the side. On the side of the fluorescent green, they have that sticker that I was just talking about right there. So this is their flow green. This is 1 kilogram roll, and their print temperatures say 190 to 220, which is a good range. They have their batch number and made in China. Most filaments these days are made in China. They put in a nice little brochure that shows all of the filaments. It shows some pricing there as well. Now, their filaments are available on Amazon. If you just go and look for MECH Sol or MECH Solutions Limited on Amazon. They sell on Amazon Canada. So, and this is the fluorescent green. Look at that green. I love that color. That's amazing. And again, very well packed, very nicely zip-locked. They actually have, I thought I saw a little rip tab on one side. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought I saw a little rip tab. Oh yeah, there's a little rip tab right there. There you go, right there. I don't know how well you guys can see that. There you go. So when you want to open it, you just rip along that tab and that should open it for you. So we're going to pop that back in. I think I might use the green. What do you think, Frank?
I thought you were going to give that one to me.
No.
pretty sure you said, hey Frank, look, here's the green, your favorite color. I'm going to give this one to you.
No.
Okay, well then don't give it to me, but you have to print a Pickle Rick.
Oh, you know, my wife said the same thing. My wife said the same thing. She said, you know, I really want a Pickle Rick. So I have to do a Pickle Rick. So I'm going to do Pickle Rick for both Frank and for my wife in the fluorescent green. Pickle Rick! Oh my gosh, a Pickle Rick would be amazing. You guys. No, she doesn't want Pickle Rick. She says she needs Pickle Rick.
Oh, well, that's something between you and Richard, fairly.
Yeah, it's something between us. But they have, just getting into their brochure here a little bit, they sell ABS, PLA, TPU, wood. They have metals available as well. They've got all kinds of different filaments available. And I believe they have accessories as well. So go check them out. MECHSolutions.com. And we'll put that in the chat. I think it's already there. And we'll move those over there. So let's get into the meat of what we said we were talking about today. And that is Pennywise. Pennywise the clown. Now, admittedly, looking at this model, and I'm going to go back to this camera here. Looking at this model, we had some under extrusion issues. So I'm not going to blame the model for that. I'm going to blame the printer for that. And this was printed on the CR10 after we made that upgrade that we talked about last week when we did the upgrade. So there was a little bit of stringing. I don't know how well that's coming through on camera, but there was a little bit of stringing. I do have to work on the retraction settings a little bit. And this was set at 200 for the material. So I have to go back in and look at the settings on the CR10. Now this was printed at a 0.2 layer height. One of the things I did notice is that because of the under extrusion, the Pennywise across the top of the Santa hat didn't come out here very well. So let's start opening him up and start taking off some of this material here. And I'm just using a pair of pliers, needle nose pliers, and this comes away quite easy. And there we go. We're starting to reveal Pennywise's face. We'll see how much under extrusion we actually got on this. Now I may go back and reprint this, and that's a definite possibility. Looking at the face, there's quite a bit of under extrusion on the face. The one problem I did have with this model, and it's more a small design flaw than anything else, and it's not that I'm knocking the model. I think the model is gorgeous, but the base on the model didn't seem to come out so hot. The bottom of the base here, I actually had to slice off a little bit of it so that it was sat flat, which if the guy William is watching, this came from Inov 3D, INOV 3D, and they're linked in our group as another group as well. They've got some spectacular models up there. They have printing services, that kind of thing. I'm looking at more at the details on this right now as I peel away all of the support material, and the details are quite nice actually. They're quite strong. Other than that under extrusion issue that I had, this looks like a very well done model, well fabricated, well designed. I know it's after Christmas, guys, so just bear with me on that. But for the most part, you know, just getting rid of some of the details here, or not getting rid of some, but getting rid of some of this extra material. Give you guys a look at the face there. Now you can see on the face there's some holes, and the problem with that is that was from under extrusion. So that's not the fault of the model, that's the fault of the printer. Okay, other than that, at 0.2 millimeter layer height, that's not bad at all. I actually think this is a nice looking model. I think it's creepy as hell, but I think it's a nice looking model. What I would probably do first and foremost is I would go back in and you know, just make that model watertight on the bottom, and we'll just kind of get in here. Now, full disclosure, William from Innov 3D did send me this model. Get rid of this little bit of infill here, or support material. There we go, we got all that out of there. William did send me this model. It was free to me, but I think he wasn't charging very much for it. I think he was only charging about $1 for it online. But it does have really sharp and strong details on it. The eyes are done really well. This is printed at 150%. I am going to reprint this, just so you guys know, and I'm probably going to print this at a much finer resolution for our first start of cleaning up and doing the filling. Any filling that we've got to do on the model and any sanding, we're going to start that on Wednesday, and on Friday we're going to dive into the painting, and we'll show you how we go about painting a model. And we're going to paint this with a brush. We're going to do the entire thing with a brush, and I'm going to show you some techniques that are going to definitely help you guys out. So what do you guys think of that model? That's pretty cool. Although the under extrusion in the face almost makes me want to leave it like that, just because it looks a lot more creepy.
It looks like a knife slash just painted.
Yeah, it just looks like a knife slash, but very, very cool nonetheless. I'm very, very excited about finishing up this model. I will do the base, and I'll do all the presents at some point as well. But for now, Pennywise, the dancing clown, is a wrap for today. So we're going to go finish taking off the rest of the support material and have a good look at it. And then I'm going to start printing another one, make sure that it is all up to snuff. Let's look at the questions, see if we've got any questions. Daniel writes here, good afternoon, sir. My wife is calling you sick, by the way. You're a sick, demented human being, she says. I can read her mind.
Yeah.
So Fred Kaz is saying that I should leave the green as it is. He's got very bad color blindness. To me, it's very bright yellow. So to him, it is actually, it's quite bright green, actually. Donald, yes, we do have a Facebook page, sir. The original It Clown was way creepier, Mark Brennan says. It was when it came out, but Mark, if you haven't seen the new movie, this guy is creepy. Like, I don't get creeped out at movies very much. Like, I'm a pretty hardcore movie guy, and nothing really creeps me out, but the young guy who the Skarsgård kid who played Pennywise did an amazing job.
What's the difference between the CR10? This is the CR10S.
The difference between the CR10 and the CR10S. Okay, there's actually several differences. On the CR10, it comes with one Z-axis lead screw. It also does not come with an insulated bed. It comes with a lot of printed parts. That's just some of the differences. It also has, what is the word I'm looking for? It has a Melzi board in it, which are not the greatest boards. So they're kind of the prototype to the CR10S. When a lot of people started complaining that it didn't have some of the features that they wanted on the CR10, CR10 put out another version of it, or Creality put out another version of the CR10 and dubbed it the CR10S. And what they did was they did a lot of injection in molded parts this time around. They put a second axis, Z-axis lead screw on there. All of the printed parts have been replaced with either metal or molded injected parts. It now also has a insulated heated bed. It has a filament sensor that they didn't have before on the regular CR10 as well. And one other thing that you should know about the CR10S is that by default, they do not have the thermal protection turned on. So you're going to want to, if you buy a CR10S, and I highly recommend them because I think that printer prints amazingly well. Not by this example, but I think it prints amazingly well for the most part. And I think it's well worth the price that they're asking for it. Just make sure that you do a firmware upgrade because there is firmware upgrades available out there. So that's what I would do for the most part. Funny pick online, Pennywise look up out of sewer and says, got STLs. I haven't seen that picture. If somebody can find that, that'd be great. So that's the differences between the CR10 and CR10S. I would go with the CR10S, pay the extra couple dollars, buy the CR10S. You can buy an upgrade kit for the CR10, but by the time you do that and make all the changes, you're going to have a CR10S and you'll have paid the same price anyway.
Right.
So, Mark Brennan, just the trailers. Okay, we're still talking about Pennywise. Mark Brennan says he's super happy with his CR10S purchase. And we've worked with Mark Brennan a little bit with his CR10. And he just finished printing Ghost Rider, which he put up on the First Layer group site over on Facebook. So you guys make sure you go check that out as well. What else do we have? Do you guys have any questions? Because I'm going to start on Wednesday. We're going to start cleaning this guy up, and we're going to get into some introductory painting because it's not going to take long to clean him up. So if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. Thanks for the information, Jason Dolly says. MECH Solutions says, thanks for the review. Did not stick to the label because it's a... Oh, I see.
That's why you stick the label, because of the sample. Sells on Amazon.
It does, okay. I've just got clarification about this stuff here. The MECH Solutions filament, which is C-Tree, manufactured by CC-Tree. He says they all do come with labels from Amazon or from them directly. They're not on these packages because they are samples for me. Now, as I said, I'm not going to use them all. I am going to print with the green. I guess the green is going to be the one I print with because people want Pickle Rick. Okay, so we're going to do Pickle Rick. So what I'm probably going to end up doing is I'll start a contest for the roll of black and the roll of white. How's that sound to you guys? If you guys like that, we'll do some sort of contest for those as well. Because it's a sample. Okay, we got that. MECH Solutions, again, thank you very much for sending this to us. We are going to put it to the test. When we do the review on it next week, we're going to do that review on probably on Monday, I would think. We'll do that review on Monday for you, and we'll do it live so you guys get to see it. And with that being said, oh, what kind of primer do I use? Okay, Daniel Wright's asking, do you use a kind of primer on PLA models before painting them? As a matter of fact, I do. And the primer that I use is this stuff right here. If I can put that into camera, I will. Here, let me just change camera. So I use Duplicolor Primer Filler. This is available from pretty much any automotive store. If you're in Canada, that's going to be Canadian Tire. Down in the States, I'm not sure where you can get Duplicolor. Overseas, I'm not sure where you guys can get Duplicolor either, but I do use a filler primer, and you don't necessarily have to use the Duplicolor. You can use whatever you like, but I just find the Duplicolor works great for me. Now, the key to this is going to be the primer that you put on after you've done your initial work, like done your sanding, got your lines taken away, you know, your layer lines deleted and that sort of thing, or sanded away, and you've prepped the model properly. Then you're going to use this. You're going to go back and you're going to see where you still got areas that need some work. You're going to work on those areas. Then you're going to go back, give it one more coat of this, and then you'll be ready for painting, pretty much. This just helps to fill in very, very minor scratches, very minor imperfections in layer lines. So yeah, this is stuff that I use. O'Reilly's Auto Parts may have that. Yes, O'Reilly's Auto Parts may have that. So that's the stuff that I use, Duplicolor. But any filler primer, I know there's several overseas, different brands that you guys can get as well. Most auto stores, Glenn Jones says, yes, that's for sure. I've used this both on 3D printed models, and I've used this on standard plastic model kits that you'd find at any hobby store. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. What else we got here? MECH Solutions, you're welcome. Very welcome. Thank you again for all of the wonderful filament. And Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, Jerry says. Okay, so we've covered that topic. All right, you guys, listen, I'm going to get back to work here. I got to print myself another Pennywise. Hopefully we don't get any under extrusion. And I will see you guys on Wednesday when we start the prep and we start painting. And that won't be a live show, that'll be a recorded show, because I have a lot of things to do on Wednesday. So we will see you again back here on Friday for the live stream when we finish up painting the Pennywise model, and we'll see you then. You guys have yourselves a great week.